Hi everybody. Happy February. Happy eclipse too. That's really exciting. So in case you haven't heard, I am coming to LA and Oakland in April. If you want more information on that, go to the link below, thespiritualsiren.com/events. I will be dropping the tickets and all the details for in-person readings and the events on February 1st. If you fill out that form on the events page, you will get early access to tickets, okay? I will not be doing the love readings for paid subscription. One, because no one said anything about it. And two, basically, if y'all are okay with not getting them every month, then I don't mind putting them out there for the free $99. Also, from now, when you're seeing this video, till Valentine's Day, the end of Valentine's Day, February 14th, if you donate any amount of money to my channel, which the link is below and it's on the homepage of my website. If you donate anything, $1 and upwards, I will pull an oracle card for you from the Abraham Hicks deck. Okay, I will send it to the email in your PayPal. Okay, unless you put a different one in the notes. That card does not come with a description because they have the description on them. Okay. But that's a thank you from me to you for all of you that have subscribed to my channel and support me, and it'll help the events that I'm doing out in LA and Oakland, and to start getting ready for me to do more events because I have more cooking. All right, as always, to be updated with me on the regular, on like the everyday basis, follow me on Instagram and Twitter _spiritual_siren, and I started to share my plant-based food on Instagram and Twitter. So if you're interested in that, that's definitely where to start, though it will come to YouTube at some point. But anyways, love you guys. Peace. All right, Virgo. So I don't know if you could tell, really like that. I don't know if you could tell from the sped up shuffling, but I had a stack of cards that was like 6 or 7 thick flip over in the shuffling process. So I put them back in. However, I got the message and I got like a chill, and I'm feeling like a releasing type of energy from the heart chakra, which I don't know about y'all, but my heart chakra, I mean, it started like a month ago, where I'll go through like 3-4 days of like heavy chest pain, not like breathing pain, just chest pain. And then it goes away and it's back. So just in case any of y'all are getting upgraded like that, know that that is a thing. So I did feel a release from the heart chakra. Now, the stack that fell over, the 2 cards that I could see were the Hermit and the 5 of Cups. So, and I had this Party Next Door song playing in my head about don't get too caught up. Okay, so don't get caught up in disappointments. Don't get caught up in things that surface when you're doing reflective work. They're coming up to just be clear. They're not coming up to bother you or bog you down or anything like that. So just be very mindful, because the energies that we had come out are Death, the 3 of Pentacles, with the World. So overall for Virgo, I really see the way that you build with other people and the way that you build things in your life, the way that you cooperate with others, the way that you work with others, the way that you come together with other people is changing, okay? Especially if the work that you do is seen by the world, especially if, you're some type of, public figure in some regard, or the work that you do impacts the world, or, even just the community. But this is, I feel, is all types of relationships, all types of different ways that you cooperate and learn from people. This 3 of Pentacles energy is also a teacher-student type of energy, and I feel like you could take either role, and it's imperative that we always are fluxing between both of those roles as well, because if we're always a teacher, we stop learning. If we're always a student, we never pass on our knowledge, right? With the 8 of Cups underneath the Death card, because I split the deck, there's also a feeling here of just leaving behind things that no longer work or resonate for you. And more than anything, I'm feeling like, because we have all cups, because I just cut the deck again, we have the Six of Cups, I feel this is old residual emotions towards this dynamic, this Three of Pentacles dynamic. Learning, teaching, making changes, building something in the community. I don't think the work that you're doing is going to drastically change. I think it's transforming, and I think that you're going to continue to build upon something that you've already started to build. However, you need to leave behind any old residual fears that if you start to change who you are, or, or what you're offering, or the way that you're going about this collaboration, okay, that you're going to lose people. With the Six of Cups underneath this Three of Pentacles, you may be, this may involve children, or you may be building something that you used to be involved in, like you're bringing a skill back. And again, there's some residual, I wanted to say resentment and emotions around that. So know that you also are going to feed your inner child with the changes that you're making. That is why you're being called to make them. Yeah, and then we have the Queen of Cups underneath the Death card. So it's okay to have a change of heart. It's okay to change the way that you feel. It's okay to want to expand and broaden. And it's important that you really focus on your intuitive truth. Do not overthink anything this month, Virgo. Really, really hold on to what you know to be true in your heart. And I feel like what you're being called to work on and this is the apprenticeship card too, an apprentice to eventually master. What you're being called to build on is very healing with the Six of Cups here, because the Six of Cups is nostalgic, right? It's about getting back to our roots. And until we get back to our roots, it's hard to be true to ourselves. Okay, and that doesn't mean living things from the past, but I feel like this thing that you're building is also going to help people heal their roots. Okay? I don't know if y'all can see this. I'm going to have to cut this part of the video in. Every time I try to get a card, like 5 or 6 fall out. Okay, there we go. There's one. So I just, and the pressure changed to my sinuses, which is like third eye. So I just feel like so much stuff is gonna come up to get cleared. So much is gonna come up to get cleared this month with the eclipse. If you're a Virgo rising, this is happening most likely in your 12th house, potentially your 11th, depending on how it sits. So just be patient and really do not hold on to things. Let them pass through you. Just quickly observe it and let it pass through, because if you start to try to pull apart the things that rise up, I'm telling you, you will get stuck. You will get stuck in piles. Like, you will get stuck in quicksand. Like, situations will eat you. You know what I mean? All right, my Virgos. Can we just take a collective deep breath together before we get into this reading? Because I don't know why we always need our world, like, not rocked, but why, you know, I mean, we signed up for this, I guess, but ready? Okay. Alrighty. So, first of all, y'all know I love you so very much. Overall energy is the Seven of Swords. So, the Seven of Swords, I don't feel this is necessarily new deception. I feel this is you seeing everywhere you have deceived yourself, or you have told yourself false stories, lived up to false expectations, like all the false masks you have put on yourself or other people have projected onto you are falling away this month. This is like an identity crisis. I'm gonna be honest. This is an identity crisis to an extent. Because I feel like you're being called to take a position of, how do I want to say it? Like, you're being called to be some sort of authority in your field, in your life, in whatever it is. You're really being called to be some type of astute authority figure. And I think that you're having a hard time because you don't really know who you are or how people could see you as an authority. The Seven of Swords for me is always my you played yourself card. So you're going to see this month, Virgo, where you have played yourself. Or where you have let others play you like you're a sucker. And you ain't no sucker. So, you know, again, that's why I kept getting this message, like, do not hold on to these stories because it's old stuff passing through you like a receptacle. You know what I mean? We're a vessel for source, so things, you know, they're only going to pass in and out so much if we stop them. I just want to mention, too, we have the star here in the foundation, and this came up for Leo in the exact same position. So if you have strong Leo placements, especially since that's where the eclipse is, I would say this is really going to resonate even deeper. And Leo also got the Emperor in the beginning of their spread before I laid the cards. And I think Pisces got the Tower here. Somebody got the Tower in the outcome. And it wouldn't be too weird if Pisces did, since, you know, Neptune is there opposing us. For my fellow Virgo risings, I know, or other Virgos, like when Neptune crossed my sun a couple years back, well, it was like, what, 4 years ago now? That shit was heavy. I thought that was like losing your identity. I've been losing my identity rapidly with the Virgo rising. Rapidly. Neptune is sitting right on my descendant right now. So if y'all are experiencing that kind of like crisis in consciousness, know that Neptune has a lot to do with that. Because collectively, in general, we're being stripped back. Because everything that is a false ego reflection, not that ego is bad, but there's a healthy way to express our ego. There's a healthy way to express our personality. And there's ones that we put on just because we were told that who we are naturally when we were a child is not acceptable. So it's becoming ridiculously clear to you this month. One, what situations, scenarios, lifestyles, habits, whatever drain you. Okay, this is my energy leak card as well. What things drain you? And notice how he leaves 2 swords and carries 5. So you're left with a decision to make when you allow 5 of Swords energy, right? Combative, nonsensical ass situations and conversations leave your life. You are left with a decision to make. Do you want to continue to feed into this behavior, or do you want to reclaim your power? I see you getting a really keen vision this month, Virgo, on everything that you have at some point either allowed things to take your power away, or you have given it away, or you have just been in situations where you didn't know better and your power was taken from you. And, you know, I can definitely relate to this more than I would like to be honest. Because notice how the background of this card is yellow. This is about personal power, okay? And we have a lot of blue here with a little bit of the yellow and the red and the orange. So there's a need to really speak your truth in a big way. Not that Virgo doesn't always have something to say, but you're saying it in a way you never have before. Okay, I feel like your voice is deepening, you know, respectfully, like you're getting more oomph behind your voice. And you're no longer willing to play the role of the martyr or the victim or the savior. You're standing in your power saying, I am. I am me. I am not this. I am not that. I am. Okay, period. I am. Because it doesn't matter what you are. It doesn't matter what other people see you as. All that matters is that you show up authentically. And that authenticity can feel like it's ever changing and shifting beneath your feet. And that's okay too. Because if we were the same forever, like how, you know, radical would that be? But anyways, what we're being asked to release is the 9 of Wands with Judgment. And the rune we have on Judgment is luck. So in some regard, I think in a lot of different ways. This is going to manifest in a lot of different ways. Judgment is old situations. Things that have happened, I feel, long ago. that have kind of made you defensive and kind of formulated the way that you approach projects and people and scenarios today. Okay, and I think in a lot of ways, you feel like you got lucky. Like, even if something bad happened to you in the past, whether it be, like I was recently talking about how one of the reasons I got sober is because I couldn't defend myself when I was drinking all the time. I couldn't defend my body. I couldn't defend my sexuality. And I didn't want to be out of my body and out of control of those situations. And though I feel I got lucky, right, with the judgment here, though I feel in the past I got lucky, I don't want to run on luck anymore. You know what I mean? So I reclaimed my power through getting sober, where I don't have to run on luck. I'm claiming autonomy over my body. So whether you got lucky or maybe you didn't, you know what I'm saying, or however you viewed situations that have transpired in the past that made you kind of put off by situations. This is also work related for sure. I feel like this is interpersonal relationships of all types. And I know relationships was highlighted again last month. It was more love related. This is like relationships of all types. Anything that you have had a poor experience in, Virgo, even if you, like, let's say you had a job that you really loved, or you were in a field that you really loved, but everywhere you went, like, no matter what place you worked at, bosses, like, you know, were rude to you or disrespectful to you, coworkers, like, where you never felt comfortable, you never felt, you know, appreciated or whatever, you know, you feel like you weren't lucky, and, like, you got lucky in the sense that maybe you weren't fired or whatever, or you were lucky to leave those scenarios. But there's the need to really drop your guard, because we did have the world in the beginning, and the judgment comes before the world. So again, like I was saying in the beginning, it's really important that as all these stories come up around where you put up defenses to protect yourself, where in what situations you felt you need to protect yourself and where you still do, there's a need to remember how blessed you are, because you can see now, you know, where, again, you may have been not having strong enough boundaries, or where you may have allowed people to get too close or whatever. But there's a need to no longer function off chance, and also not function off of previous experience. Okay, there's a need to just really look at things objectively. Yeah, we have the Queen of Cups with the Eight of Wands. So the key to moving forward is to knowing how things resonate in your heart now, to seeing the spiritual truth of those situations, to be grateful for the perspective that you have been granted since you left those scenarios. Okay, because it's not that everyone involved was bad, or that you weren't worthy of something more, or whatever, however this manifests for you. Because this Judgment card is old karma. This is old karma. These are things that have happened a long time ago. Yeah, Queen of Wands, especially if they were sexual in nature or they were creative projects. Okay? Or if they're things that happened when you were single, especially if you're older, when you've been married for a while. I'm also feeling like for some of you, this is beliefs around why you're single. Okay? And like you're not lucky. You know what I'm saying? There's this weird vibe here of just every false mask that someone has ever projected on you that you in some form or another believe has to be dropped this this eclipse season. I'm sorry for my silence. I'm just really sitting with this energy. Because it's a lot. There's a lot of major arcanas here. We have more than most signs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. We have a lot more than most signs. Okay. The door that's now open that was once closed. We have the Temperance, coupled with both the Two of Swords and the Hierophant. And on the two, I think it was on the Two of Swords? No. On the Hierophant, we have fertility. So, I feel like you have a lot to teach others, Virgo. Granted, we are the sign of the teacher. But with the Hierophant here, in some regard, you need to decide whether or not you're ready to heal yourself and take on the role of teacher. in general, we all have the opportunity to just heal ourselves and heal ourselves from which more dogmatic beliefs about who we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act and what life is supposed to look like for us at this age and this gender and this time frame and whatever. There's a need to, one, heal that, okay? Because with the rune fertility here, there's a lot of opportunity and energy supporting this, okay? Understanding that everything that we encounter is an opportunity to have a spiritual lesson and to learn moderation. If sobriety or reducing of toxicity in your life has become a topic, I only bring that up because temperance sometimes, talks about balance and not overdoing it, doing things all in moderation. And it's also a card about health, physical body health. So, if you've been wanting to get pregnant as well, you may need to ask yourself if you've been taking care of your body well enough for it to be fertile in a traditional manner, or if you're past that, like age range where natural fertility is not really available to you. You may ask yourself if you're willing to pursue things in a different route. For some of you, this is about being a spiritual teacher or a community leader. I think I was talking about that in the beginning. You have a lot of opportunities to heal. There's relationships that you need to heal with yourself. There's things that have happened to you before that have kind of stopped you from taking on this Hierophant role. Because I feel more than anything, Virgo, you are supposed to take the Hierophant role. But you're just not sure if you're ready. Because you don't want to seem preachy and you don't want to seem like you have all the answers, and because you understand that can be a slippery slope, right? It can be a slippery slope when people look at you like you know it all, right? And you don't want to come off like you're one with God and they need to seek you to see the answers. However, I love how there's a crown at the end of the road with the Temperance, and the Hierophant is wearing a crown. And the key, right? He has 2 keys at his feet. The key to understanding, or the key to the community I'm feeling, is into following your intuition and doing all things in moderation. I feel like if you're going to take some type of community role, it's important that you remain human, right? Especially if you're going to heal other people. I think you'll have a lot of success if you remain in a very human form. Yeah, Knight of Wands. And we have the 3 of Swords. If you're healing from old relationships, particularly with people that never were around that long and kind of left you heartbroken by yourself, because the Knight of Wands, honestly, as a lover, really, as a lover in the moment, they are fantastic. Other than that, they just come and go, and that's it. So there's also a need to heal the belief that you're not worthy of partnership that stays, because this is also the Marriage card. Okay, so this is healing your relationship with traditional views and traditional relationships, traditional commitments. This is a lot, Virgo. There's a lot of false, and then we got the 10 of Swords. There's a lot of false idols, false beliefs, false experiences. Like, even if things happen to you in your life where you're like, I'm never going to get married, or I'm never going to have kids, or I never want to be a teacher, or I never want to be a healer or a leader, or whatever it is. You need to understand that it's less, that experience was not teaching you that those things are not meant for you. It was teaching you that there's a different way. Because with Temperance here, Virgo, we can't help it. We're very all or nothing. And people don't really assess our energy like that. They would not expect it. However, that's why we get martyr savior. It's like we're either going to, die for what we believe in, or we're not going to really involve ourselves in it at all. And this is learning that in moderation, all things are possible, because we cannot lose ourselves to our work. We can't lose ourselves to other people. We can't lose ourselves to other people's projections or expectations of us. We have to just do all things with mind, body, spirit in mind, right? That's what he's holding on his head here, or on his chest. At the heart of it, a balance between mind, body, and spirit is essential. The Holy Trinity is essential. Okay, but we cannot continue to put off healing or put off taking a role because the ground is very fertile. Okay, the ground is ripe, if you will. Like the life is ripe. Now is the time. Okay, like I told Leo, life is to be enjoyed in the moment. We can't put it off till a later date. Okay, we have to enjoy life now. Your current energy as it relates to all this, in your head, we have the Ace of Swords. In your heart, we have the Two of Pentacles. In your foundation, we have both the King of Swords and the Star with the rune Destiny. For some of you, I think you're destined to be with someone who has strong air in your chart, which there's so many astrologers that I follow on Twitter. Like, what is her name? Star, Sun, and Moon. I don't know. She's really awesome. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll see me tweet her a lot. But she's always saying how, like, Earth has so much to learn from air. And I'm like, screw that. I freaking hate air signs. But maybe we do. Maybe we do. Oh, my God. With the Destiny rune here, though, I feel like that's exactly what you're getting pushed to, Virgo. You're getting pushed to your destiny. And this King of Swords is an authority for me, an intellectual authority on a topic. And with the Star here, again, this is, because we have Two of Pentacles in the heart space, there is a fixation on relationships, and I mean that in the broadest sense. I don't feel this is romantic. There's no Cups cards here. But it's essential that you use your minds to be seen by the world. It is essential that you use your voice to not only feed faith into yourself and into your life and into your being, and like speaking your truth into existence and speaking your beliefs and speaking on your vulnerability, but I feel that other people need to hear your voice as well. Okay, that other people can resonate with your story. So whatever in your life that happened that made you feel like a victim, or made you feel like, you know, it was traumatic, like any traumatic experience that you had, or anything that really stripped you bare and made you question what you believe in, that is actually going to end up being what propels you into this position where people can relate to you. Okay? With the Two of Pentacles in your heart, you know, I feel though that money a little bit is an issue. Like you're not sure how being authentic with your, like in that way, is going to bring you money. And you just need to be easy about that. You need to trust in your ability to create abundance. You have to trust in the fact that when we are authentic, we are compensated by source. Our opportunities will come our way that allow us to be compensated by source. With the Ace of Swords in your head, again with the crown, I feel like this is going to be one of your crowning achievements, if you will. Like I feel like you're coming into yourself, Virgo, in a way that you have not before. You're seeing, your mind is becoming really sharp and clear. And I think the only thing that you're worried about is like, okay, this is who I am now. I see it. It's formulating. I have faith in it. I believe in myself, but who's cutting my check? Okay. And remember, we have the infinity symbol here. So when we're connected to source and we're speaking our truth, we are always taken care of. Yeah. And we have the Ten of Cups. Actually, Leo had the Ten of Cups here in their actual spread. So, oh my God, I got the deck and there's a King of Wands. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways. You need to be just as aware of your emotions as your physical world. Follow your heart this month, Virgo. Follow your heart. Because you're going to be getting a lot of insights. And I think you're not going to be sure how to ground it at first. But you just need to believe in your voice. Believe in your voice. Believe in your mind. And I don't mean believe in your mind over your heart, but it's all in balance, right? All things in moderation. Because you're being led to literally your divine destiny. You're being led by the divine plan. And it's essential that you cast fear aside. Okay? Spirit's advice for you. is the Five of Pentacles. Some other sign got this as an advice card. With the rune Trust and the Empress with the rune Wealth. So this is about believing in your, again, your ability to be taken care of and your ability to bring about whatever that you need. Okay? Now, because the Emperor is here in the outcome, this is, for me, for sure, more than other signs, you are definitely fusing your divine masculine and divine feminine this month. That is a focal point. That is a focal point for February. I almost said August. But we are coming into a close from what started last August. Not a close, but you're closing a new section of the book and opening another one. Now, with the Five of Pentacles here in the rune Trust as advice, it's essential that you have faith in being alone, or you have faith in the fact that if you're alone, that's where you're supposed to be. And I know that's really hard because some of us have been alone for a long time, whether it be we don't have the right friends or we don't have the right lover or whatever. We just feel like the scenario could be better, and, you know, we're hermits by nature. But the thing is how often do you accept the hermit state, or you're just like, well, this is all I'm left with, so I guess whatever. Because when it's embraced fully, like, I feel you're being called to really embrace this isolation, okay? And if this is financial, because to an extent I do feel it is financial, with the Empress being the clarifier for it, if you're not getting new job opportunities, yeah. Oh, yeah, look, the Emperor's in the bottom of the deck, and we have the Page of Wands. If you're not getting new job opportunities, like let's say you want to change jobs or you're unemployed, right? Or you want to make more money, but you go online and you look and you're not finding anything. It's because you have the power within yourself to bring about more abundance, and Spirit is really calling on you for you to use your gifts to bring more money into your life. And yeah, then we get the Seven of Wands. Because I think at this point in your life, if you continue to go outside of yourself, or sell a part of yourself, or, you know, put your morals aside a little bit in order to gain finances, you're undermining your own authority. Okay? So not that all of you are destined to be entrepreneurs, but I think at the very least, you have the ability to birth something new for yourself without the assistance of the outside world, because the Empress is extremely receptive. Okay? So this is partnership based. Like, let's say you've been looking for your Emperor, you're wondering when you're going to get married, you're wondering when you're going to have a life partner. This is saying that you have to trust that right now, and I just got the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow-moving energy. Right now, you're better off alone, and you have to trust that that's what's happening here. Like, you're wealthier alone, or you're building your own sense of wealth, or also you're so abundant, you're going to attract that person. So stop going out looking for them. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Don't keep thinking that and then Eight of Swords. Once you give up this mentality, like, oh, I'm alone, I'm never going to find that person, and you just start focusing on the fact that you're amazing and he or she is going to show up at your doorstep. So let me just trust the fact that I'm dolo right now. And boom. People are blowing up your phone. All right. In the most likely outcome, we have the Tower with the rune Protection and the Emperor. This is a funky energy, honestly. If any of you experience a breakup, if you're together, literally, I see this as you being protected, because that relationship was not for you. It's time to realign to something that is a lot more resonant with your soul. On the other hand, this Tower for me with protection, any false sense, again, false ideals, false sense of protection that you've been giving yourself by being rigid, right? Is really going to fall away. If you've been like, oh, I'm going to do this to protect myself from people that deplete me, or I'm protecting myself from dating because I don't want to get married because marriage is no good, or I'm just going to, you know, I'm not going to tap into my gifts because I'm afraid people are going to see me as XYZ, right? Because the Emperor is rigid. Yeah, and then we have Starseed in the Tower again. So any controlling type mechanism that you have been running on, I almost said Scorpio. Any type of control mechanism that you have been running on, Virgo, you're realizing that you protect yourself just by being authentic. You don't need any outside mechanism to protect yourself. And, jeez. Yeah, I just got the World and the Akashic Records. That's a card specific to this deck. So everything is changing. We're in a new world, and you are more connected to your ancient self than ever before. Okay, so there is no more need to protect yourself with this rigid way of approaching life, especially in a business manner or in a relationship manner. Like, you don't need to worry about what is traditional, what is not traditional, where, you know, I told you, I really feel like you're going to be some type of authority on whatever it is that previously hurt you or previously was painful experiences to you. You're going to end up being some type of authority on that. And people are going to see you. Okay? You're going to be seen. And I've been saying on Twitter and other places for months that the theme for 2018 is visibility. Visibility. So you better get comfortable with who you are because you're going to be visible. And that's for everybody. So your false idol, false projected, false mask protections are getting shattered because the only way you can control the narrative, like they say about Beyonce, which is a Virgo Sun, Scorpio Moon, the only way you can truly control the narrative is by being authentic to yourself and by sitting in your power. Being so secure with who you are that nobody can rock you. Okay, that's how you control the narrative. So you don't need anybody to complete you. You're learning how to complete yourself, and you're learning how to really stand up and have your voice heard. Okay? I know that was a lot. This is the longest reading I've done this month so far. Ah! Y'all know I love you. When I make a mistake, I realize that it is only part of the learning process. As I forgive myself, it becomes easier to forgive others. Yeah. Any resentment you have for people that have, you know, dumped on you or just made you feel less than, that's all transforming because it's part of your destiny to have been stripped bare and to have all of these new intellects and insights shown to you. Notice how the butterfly is on the King of Swords chair as well as on this card. We transform through learning. Okay? So embrace your calling, Virgo. Embrace it. Okay? What once broke you is now going to make you. And all those people that broke you, they're about to be sucking wind. I love y'all. I'll be back soon. Peace.